Alright guys, welcome to Boosted Motorsports. Behind me we have our Hellcat swapped Ram 1500, but we are in an unfamiliar place. We're actually in Lubbock, Texas at Scoggin Dickey Parts Center. We're going to be installing one of their cams into this truck and we're about to get started. So here's the truck. We got up on the lift. We'll post a before clip of how this sounds. And then we're just about to get into the whole deal. So right now it's just a completely stock engine. All we've got is a 2.5 upper pulley and that's about it, E85. And then over here we've got all the stuff. This is going to be called, what is it? The Reaper cam, right?
The Reaper cam.
So here's the Reaper cam. What are the components we got? We got springs.
Springs, push rods, gaskets. It's really all you need for this kit.
The whole kit. And this will be available on Scoggin Dickey Parts Center by the time this... By the time this goes live, you guys will be able to pick up this. So here we go, and we're gonna have to change the oil as we go through there. What the hell is this thing?
Well, that's the cam install tool.
Oh, okay.
Kurt cut that down from the lathe, and it's amazing.
You just shove it in there, and
Yeah,
like you can get leverage on it.
No jamming a screwdriver in.
That's the shit.
Heck yeah!
Awesome.
All right, and then we got some other stuff that we're gonna be installing. We're gonna need a different size belt because we're also gonna be installing a lower overdrive pulley by Fluid Amper. So this is the HHP adjustable tensioner bracket. So we've got that as well. We're also going to do a pin kit. And then over here we've got some AAD idlers. So this one here in the box, this has the bracket. This is going to give us more belt wrap around our supercharger pulley. And then these are going to replace those heavy solid steel idlers that go around also our 10 rib belt. So that's everything laid out on the table. Let's get to work. Let's get this done. All right, so a little update. So we tore off the front end and we just wanted to get to the point where you guys can actually see the engine, and we're gonna start taking everything apart. So we have some other videos as far as going into this. Probably gonna show you guys a few different things on it. Gordon's got a few things he wants to point out, and just some stuff that some people have issues with as well once we get into the timing and everything. So we are gonna be leaving the heads on for this. Since it is a Hellcat engine, we're just gonna be changing out the cam. Valve covers will still come off. We're going to do push rods, valve springs, but we don't have to take the heads off because we don't have to replace the lifters. So anyways, here's how it looks right now, and let's start digging in. All right, little status update for you guys. So we've got coil packs out, valve covers off, took off the front timing cover. Gordon had to prop up the supercharger because there's a bolt on the back here of the timing cover that holds in this coolant pipe. And that's pretty much it. I think, forgetting anything else?
Nope.
That's it, right?
Nope. Pull the rockers off, get the cam out.
All right.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that all the rockers are loose. And obviously all the rockers are loose, all the push rods are out. There's no load on the valve train. So what we do is we hit this in reverse, get it loose, and then put it back to tight. Before we pull the tensioner off, we want to mark the cam gear and the block. Now as long as the crankshaft does not move and we line this line back up, it will still be in time afterwards. So what we'll do is we'll squeeze down this tensioner, pull it off right quick. Now that we have the tensioner off, this will move. It doesn't matter what this is. As long as this never moves from where it's at, this will still be in time as long as we get that line back up. And the chain will move without the tensioner in there, and it'll skip over the teeth on the bottom gear. So once you get this all set up and back in, you can line it up very easily. Like if it's not lined up there, you just, move it over another tooth, and then we got lined back up, put the tensioner back in, and it's still in time. As long as this never moves and you line your original mark back up, it's still in time.
Out she comes. It's a handy dandy tool you got there, Gordon.
It is fancy, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you can see the lifters just hanging in there.
Yeah. See how straight they are?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cam you're putting in is going to have more lift, I would imagine, right? So you just kind of bump them out of the way as you go down?
Maybe out of the way.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the lobe is not going to be larger
Than the bearing?
The bearing.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's nice.
Come back around?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. All right.
Stuff is stringy. There you go.
Smells like Christmas.
It does smell good. For everybody watching the video, it smells like cinnamon. What do you call it? Hot tamales, right?
Red Hots.
Red Hots.
Cinnamon Red Hots.
She's in.
I hope somebody got that on video.
Oh yeah. Here's your recording. That's how you know it's done. Alright, so Gordon, we got the complete lockout on our phaser, right?
Yep.
And then he just torqued that down to 90 foot-pounds with his exclusive tool that you guys are not allowed to look at because he's got it patent pending. And then we'll show you guys in a second. He's about to wrap it. I did not know this, that you can, he's done enough of these, but you can actually tighten down your phaser and your cam and everything without slinging the chain. So
what I have is a chain that we cut, and it holds the chain. And then you just bolt this little thing over here, and it holds it for you while you torque it down.
yeah, that worked pretty good. I watched him torque that down. So, and then of course make sure you put a new cam bolt in there because they're torque to yield bolts, so you don't want to reuse that. Now he's gonna hang the chain, make sure we're in time.
So we'll hang the chain. And then on the bottom is the hard part usually. There we go. Roll it around to our white mark that we made earlier, and we are in time.
That's it.
All we'll do is put the tensioner back on. We're good to go.
All right, Gordon's on the very last valve spring, and he hates it because he's got to do it by hand in the back. So these will be the same valve springs that'll come in the kit. They're the Pack 1232s. And you don't need to change the seat on them, so you're just gonna take the original spring off, put these on. You're gonna use the original retainer and the original keepers and just put it back on. So we're using compressed air to keep the valve from dropping, and then also a tool. So I'll link the tool down below for you guys also. And yeah, you can get it done without pulling the heads. All right, next up, Gordon's got the Manly push rods. So these are
6881.
and they're just obviously stronger than the factory, right?
Yep.
So
one piece push rods.
get those into there, and then we can get on to our rocker assemblies. All right, so we've got our fluid amper lower 11% overdrive on it. Now we're gonna start to install some of the idlers here. So we've got this HHP bracket for our tensioner. It allows multiple positions, so you don't always have to buy a new belt. You can just rotate the tensioner. And then we've also got this AAD add-on idler, so it's gonna give us more belt wrap on our supercharger. So these are gonna install right here. So let me get these bolted up and show you guys how it looks. All right, so we got our two brackets on here, and then we're also replacing these steel idlers with these AAD performance ones. Significantly lighter, like what would you say, like at least half the weight, right?
2.5 pounds is what it is.
Jeez, so we're gonna throw these on here. It's gonna look a lot better and lighter as well, so we'll throw them on. All right, so check this out, you guys. Everything is set up here. We ended up putting this AAD, so you can see we've got a ton of belt wrap all the way around our grip tech pulley. And then Gordon was just pointing out here how close we are. It puts more tension the closer you get to the lock on the tensioner. So we've got as much tension as we can get out of the factory tensioner, right?
Yep, and that's a 600 link belt.
So 11% lower. We got 275 upper. Also, we haven't even talked about the spiciness. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I'll let you talk about it.
All right. So it's got a billet bearing plate, and it's also got, I'm sure it's got race bearings in it.
So this is SDG's 2.4 extreme blower. This is the one that we used in our blower testing. So we're gonna see what it'll do on this.
Yeah. So, and it's also got their larger snout on it. So you can see here it's got SDG, and it accepts a 108. So we're gonna put a 108 on this, and it's gonna breathe a lot more, and she's gonna be pretty spicy. So let's get her back together and get it running. All right, Gordon did pull the block drains, so we didn't get too much coolant in the oil, but you still want to drop it because you're gonna see probably some coolant come out of here before oil. So really not much at all, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop the oil, and we'll do a fresh oil change. All right, guys, so truck is all back together. Let's do a little recap on what we ended up doing to this thing. So we've got the SDG snout on here. We've got their billet bearing plate on here. Also got a 108 throttle body. We got the fluid amper 11% lower. We've got a 275 upper. We got all the AAD idlers on here, including the one that gives us the additional belt wrap. Also got this piece on here from HHP, which allows us to adjust our tensioner in different rotations so we can get as much tension out of the factory tensioner as possible. And then of course we've got Scoggin Dickey Parts Center's Reaper cam in here. So we do have to get it tuned though, so I got to get with my tuner a little bit. We've at least got it running and stuff like that, so it's going to sound a little more choppy, and once we get it a little more dialed in. But we actually have to get back to Dallas right now to get to Mopar Heaven show. So everything's together, it's all running. This thing is going to make north of 1,000 horsepower to the wheel now with the combo that we have. So we went from probably 8s, maybe low 8s at the crank to now 1,000 at the wheel. So this thing is going to be pretty spicy. We definitely woke it up. I'll link all the stuff down below where you guys can get this. Go get with SDPC. They've got a bunch of different cams depending on what you're doing. They've got 5.7 cams, 6.4 cams, obviously 6.2 cams, and then they also have different options whether you're going naturally aspirated or if you're going to go boost. There's a bunch of different options as well. So I'll link down in the description where you guys can get those as well. But she's back together. We're going to go to the show. I'm going to get this thing dialed in, and then we're headed to the track, you guys. This thing is going to rip. So comment down below what guesses you guys have. What do you think it will run as far as numbers in the quarter mile? Because this thing is going to fly. All right, so shout out to Gordon and Dane from Scoggin Dickey Parts Center for helping us get this together. Also, Jesse for letting us use his shop. And this is going to be amazing to see what this thing does. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks again to Gordon. He put this whole thing together for us. And let's go race this thing. This thing is going to fly.